Well, good evening everyone. I've just had a short traipse across the field and this is the River Thames behind me. This is Sutton Courtenay AC water and this bit is called, I think this bit's called Lower Moors. There's an Upper Moors and a Lower Moors. I think the early pegs are Lower Moors. I've just gone three or four pegs down from the bridge. It just looks nice. So I don't care where we sit really. I just want to have a couple of hours on the Waggler. That's the plan. Just got some maggots and some hemp and tares and bits and bobs and see what we can catch in a couple of hours in the evening on the River Thames. It's been absolutely red hot all day. It's been 30 degrees. I was coaching on the River Thames yesterday, not the Thames, the Thames, which is a much smaller river. It was searing heat, but we got there early and we finished early. We finished by 2 o'clock and caught lots of fish, and it's really whetted my appetite to have a little bit of a go. I've got the Thames Festival here well, next week it is, so and I've also got the Riverfest final coming up and stuff as well, so I just want to flex my rod and line skills a little bit. You'll probably be all pole fishing for the festivals and on the Trent, but still want to have a little go on the Waggler. It doesn't take much excuses for me to have a little chuck on a Waggler, so yeah, that's the plan anyway. It looks really nice. Let's see what we can catch in a couple of hours. I've got here, it's ridiculously soft and silty and mucky. But I think we might stand in. It's lovely and cool anyway. I think we might just try and find a firmish bit to stand in. So we're just level with these reeds really, well, just near these reeds. So yeah, I think we'll just stand in the water and I'll just prop my box to the left, I think. Hopefully it won't float away and that'll be it. Nice. Squelch away in. Can't go any further than that anyway, it suddenly drops off another metre or so. But we've got optimistic, putting the keep net in. But we've got a rod rest as well, so it's a dual purpose keep net. So, a couple of Wagglers. I'm just going to fish an insert, I think. We might drag on with a thicker float to begin with, but these little Benwick Silverlight peacocks are lovely. So we'll pop them in there for now, because the top of this is also my side tray today. That's it, that's all we need, isn't it? Hey, got some lovely bronze maggots, a few big fluoros in there as well. I've got some tares I've done myself. I keep freezing and thawing them. These are over a year old now. The older they are, the better they are with tares. We'll pop a few tares in there. That's the one can go up there. It's like a dog poo bag. And then we've got some big hemp. This big hemp, big old hemp that's been in the freezer. Oh, must have frozen it with a dead maggot. That's been in the freezer. So we've got some big hemp. Doesn't smell too bad for hemp. And we've got some casters as well. So amongst those 3 offerings, we've got enough to satisfy any fish. I'm thinking roach, but there's hybrids, there's chub, there's definitely some chubbier. I think Bradley Gibbons caught a bonus chubbier last year down this bit. Might have been the year before. That's it, loads and loads of bait for 2 hours. I think I brought too much. Let's cover them in a bit of water. And there we are, that's all we need. Let's just fire a bit of them just down the middle. Going all the way across. Bit of them. Bit of caster. We'll feed hemp and casters to begin with. We might be on there. We'll feed a few maggots as well. Give them a bit of everything. Lovely, lovely to be spraying a bit of bait. Alright, let's get set up. I'm not fly fishing, I'm just getting my my adapter close by. That's it. Yeah, lovely. I'm just fishing a loaded Waggler. We'll start off on the 3 gram. Typically picked up the 4. Here we've got a 3 gram Waggler. Should be perfectly shotted from my last session. Hopefully. Yes, lovely. So just add a hook length on that, push the line up, and job's a good one. We'll start. I'm not even going to plumb the depth, I'm just going to set it sort of 5-6 foot deep and keep running it. If we get bites of that depth, happy days. If not, we'll just keep deepening up. Put a new hook length on and we're ready to go. Lovely being stood in the river. Let's feed a bit more bait. A few more casters. A bit more hemp. Rattle, rattle, rattle. A few maggots. It's got a nice flow on it actually. Really nice. So what we're going to use hook length wise, we've got we're fishing 18 to 010 to begin with. That's an 18 MXB2 to 010. I'll pop them, I can just about reach dry land there. Let's pop them there. Oop. Pop that up there. I don't think we'll need the 4 gram float. Just a fun session this, he says, whilst he's got a hook length in his mouth. Yeah, no pressure. See what's what. Just try and catch a few fish in 2 hours. Might be less than that by the time I'm ready. What's that? It's probably 5 foot to begin with. Let's pop a single maggot on. See what the bleak situation's like. Oh, what's that one? That's fine. Let's just deepen off a little bit more. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say there 4 number 10s or 4 number 9s down the line. I think it might be 9s. Actually, let's put 2 on. Start positive. Top and tail 2. We'll leave that there. And we'll feed a few more casters. What is the little fish just top then? We'll soon get the bleak rolling, I'm sure. And, let's just go downstream. Tighten that clutch up. So we're sort of just down the middle of the river. It's nice to have a little bit of flow. I nearly went to Culham or Abingdon and there wouldn't have been any flow there. Oh, that was a bite. Right, straight away. That was definitely a bite. Oh yeah, look at that. Smashed. But I don't think there's any shortage of fish in this river. So we should get a few bites. That's why I'm not bothered about fishing full depth. I'm not sure we'll get down there. I should have brought a rod rest, but strain it out. Pop it down there. Try and feed a bit of bait before it goes under. Just drop it into the feed. There we are. Oh, yeah. Saw it flash when I hooked it. What we got? A little, very big bleak. Very big bleak. So that's another reason why I feeding hemp and casters. Because there's loads of those in the river. I say it's an 18, it's quite a small 18. With some river standards. Let's feed and then fish. A little bit awkward. Bit of hemp. There's some roach in the peg, hopefully. I knew we'd get one there when I did that. I think there's no shortage of fish this evening. Okay, one maggot. Oh, lovely bit of river. getting bites. That one's snaffled my maggot. Pop a caster on already. Took the bail arm off, isn't it? See, I ain't even got a clue how deep this is. I'm just guessing it. I'm feeling our cast has been smashed already. Quite a chuck anyway from these. A little bleak. We might be putting tares on. Bleak on a caster. Getting a bit more bait and cast into it. Yeah, the one thing I forgot is my rod rest, but I thought my keep net could last as a nice rod rest. In fact, I'll get away with a little 2 gram waggler. Looking at this, I might start fishing a bit further over the river actually. Have a little chub. That's not a bad size though. Little barrel chub. He weren't coming off. So we're already on the casters. Yeah, I'm going to feed further across the river, I think. Already feeling it. And if I was pole fishing, I'd be fishing a lot closer. So yeah, I think that looks right. Yeah, I'm fishing sort of 2/3 across now. We might have to shallow right up. Dink. Nice bites. Not been touched. How has that not been touched? Lovely and calm anyway, perfect for a waggler today. Oh. Dace. Oh no, that's a bleak. That is a bleak. Wow, that's a bleak and a half. Wow. That's a hell of a bleak. Attacked a little bit. Yeah. Loads of bleak. Imagine that's been smashed. Oh, he's nicked the end. Little bugger. Let's put a tear on. Put a tear on already. I'll feed a bit of hemp. Nice big hemp this. Might be fishing hemp and tear on the waggler. There you go. Better, isn't it? On a tear. I'm sure that's a roach. Yeah, a roach on a tear. Amazing, isn't it? Bleak, bleak, bleak. Pop a tear on. A chunky little roach. I think that's what we'll be doing this chuck as well, don't you? Imp tares on the Waggler. I think we're just going to be fishing imp tares, and those maggots might be redundant. We'll feed a few casters. I'll bring a few chub in then. Straighten everything up. Ooh, there we are. That's a better fish. Lovely. Well, I came with 2 pints of bronze maggots, but they'll have to go on the Trent tomorrow. Oh. Enjoying this. Like I say, I don't even know how deep it is. But it's been red hot, so I imagine now's the time that if anything's going to feed, now's the time. I'm glad I come here now. £6 a day ticket from a local tackle shop. You don't get them on the bank, you must get them in advance. At Sutton Courtenay AC they control a little bit of Abingdon, then Culham, and all the way through here, Upper and Lower Moors and Appleford. Cracking little club. They control a lot of the river that the Thames festivals run on. That's definitely nicked my hook bait, that one. I'll try a caster again in a sec, but once you catch it on a tear, when it goes under you know what it is. Because I don't do this a lot, I forget what the routine is for feeding and running it through and bail arms and all sorts of getting to a right fuddle. So that was roughly where we had the bite last time. It was a very soft tear I put on, so I knew that one was going to come off. It's probably a fair one. But the more you freeze and thaw them, the better they are for the hook. I'm just casting it a little bit downstream. I don't know why I keep putting my bail arm over. I'm going to feed casters one chuck and hemp the other. Ooh, hey up, hey up. It's a good fish. Look at that for a roach. Look at that for a roach on the tear. Fantastic. Waggler Tares. Like I say, I still don't know how deep it is. That's a lovely big hemp. This hemp is old as well. That's been in my... Well, I defrosted it about a month ago. How'd you miss those? I say, I'm sure I could put a 16 on and catch now. We'll pop a caster on quick. We'll have 2 or 3 runs through of a caster, then we'll pop a 16 on. We'll fish a 14 when it's like this, I'm sure. But that was a nice. We've had 3 roach on a tear. It's already gone. Hopefully I held on to the bail arm, hasn't it? Yeah. So you put a caster on and you just get. Can I shake fish? Yeah. I think that's a waste of time with a caster. Let's pop another tear back on. Good, I'm happy with this. Because I'm definitely a bit rusty doing this sort of fishing. Watch out for the ducks, don't eat my float, Mr. Duck. Mrs. Duck, should I say? A bit closer. Oh, I twitched it and it shot under. We'll catch shallower than that. You can tell I'm more used to a river that flows right, left to right than right to left. Never mind. Trying to make all the excuses for fishing a little bit cack-handed. Perfect hot weather bait anyway. If it was red hot middle of the day, this is what I'll be fishing, I'm sure. Yeah, another one. Ooh. Yeah, that had it right on the drop. And we got a chub. A little greedy chub. Nothing down his throat. Let's pop a 16 on. So, I've made a couple of changes. I've shallowed up a good foot. I've popped a 16 to 010 and made it, they were a foot long, these hook lengths. I've just chopped it down to about 10 inch. Just make everything a little bit more positive now. I just think we've got a big hook bait on and we can get away with a big hook and we should miss less bites with a bigger hook. Sometimes with maggot especially, I think going smaller is the thing, but well, that worked. Oh, bumped him. Bumped him. That was a better roach. Never mind. Got a couple of paddle boarders going straight over my peg. Shouldn't affect things today. Let's just feed quickly. Get that ready. And we go through. Those are paddle boarders in Oxfordshire now. We just cast it a little bit further upstream. We bumped a fish then just before those paddle boarders. It's a shame, that was a good fish as well. So I tell my Waggler hook length's a foot long, but I'll happily chop them down if the day of the swim dictates. You definitely get away with longer hook lengths on a Waggler. A bit more on the drop style fishing. Oh, I saw the tear on it, it just came off as it came out of the water. Just a nice way of spending an evening. I'm definitely a bit sloppy. Fishing wise. But this is why these little evening sessions are important. Get your eye in, get used to it. This could be an important way of catching. But I haven't hit a bite yet since shallowing up. I'm sure the 16 hook's not the problem. I'm going to feed every chuck, just see. See, I'm missing bites now. Let's just go a bit deeper. Let's see. Just deepen back up. Feed. Oh great, got someone lure fishing in the next pack. Wonder what that was. Consider them. Chaplet. So I deepen back up then. Yeah, great big lure just went into my peg. Waggler Tares. a big bleak. So there's definitely a few scropes about. Whoop, nice roach. Snaffled me. Let's try the other way, let's try going deeper. Bring a bit more shot down. Now we've been feeding a bit of them. Bring a bit more shot down. It's quite a bit down the peg, that was. Lovely fish though, aren't they? Every single one. Pop the caster on again in a sec. Now I've been pouching them in. Leak of chuck on the old caster. Definitely could have fished a whip today. Cracking bit of river, isn't it? Ooh, I pulled it out. I felt the line full. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get very far with that. Let's try 3 maggots. I'll get bleak to death on that as well, but you never know. Oh, a couple of stabs at that. Yeah, it's not even getting down with 3 maggots. Got 4 on. My mate Calvin would be putting 4 or 5 on a 12. It's getting absolutely mullered. Last cast with 3 maggots on. There's so many bleak there. Forget that then.
Tares it is. Right over where exactly where I'm feeding. Oh. Waggler. Ooh. Thought we got a big fish then. It's a good fish, but it's not like massive. Don't know if you miss a few bites when they're all like that, do you? We'll catch 2 or 3 more, and that'll do, I think. That little chublet's got eyes bigger than its belly. I'm sure that's what some of the missed bites are. Gotta be, hasn't it? 2 more fish. Just deepened up a little bit. Come on, 2 more fish. Roach or chublets, I don't mind. That was a bit roachy. Nice roach. Oh no, it's a chub. Chub. Rub-a-dub. Oh, and he just hooked. Oh, he's absolutely spewing up hemp. One more then. That was a nice fish, wasn't it? Hardly fed any bait. So I'll just come with hemp and tares, I think. Come on then, last fish. We got a roach. There we are. Lovely jubbly. Well, a bad little fish to end on. Happy days. You know me and my one last cast. I'm going to get 3 on the bounce. Because that one came so fast, isn't it? Whatever you are, it's a dace. We've had a roach, a chub and a dace, last 3 fish. Happy days. Well, that is that.
Well, there we are, quick £5 fish in the evening, all on the Waggler. Great way of spending a couple of hours. All on the tear really as well. I've done a few bleak on maggots and casters, so yeah, great fun. I'm definitely coming back for a bit more, I think. Well, thanks everyone for watching it to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want even more content and what I already do for free, then don't forget to check out my members area. It's only £2.99 a month, and there's loads of extra tips and tricks and films and short films, long films, medium films, canals, lakes and rivers. There's all sorts on there, something to whet everyone's appetite, I hope. So as long as you all keep enjoying what I'm doing, I'll continue to carry on making these nice films. Until next time, I'll see you again on the bank.